812 live on Banama Radio 24. Welcome to another edition of The Lounge. At The Lounge this evening, we speak to ASEP AHMAD, the Managing Director of Switchblade KL, who is the organizer of the second annual Malaysian Kustom Kulture and Hot Rod Show, The Art of Speed Malaysia. The event showcases the crossover of art in the automotive culture and the lifestyle of its enthusiasts. This event will also show contemporary and classic interpretation of art in the automotive scene. Well, a very good evening to you, Asif, and welcome to the show. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hey man, happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
It's all very exciting within Kuala Lumpur with all these events happening, and an art event which surrounds the cars and also the hot rods and whatever you have within the automotive industry is very, very interesting, especially to all our speed fans in Kuala Lumpur. So how did you put this idea together? How did this idea come about?
Well, it started when we created Switchblade KL. It was a restaurant, a diner, come retail avenue where people could experience the Southern California lifestyle, and much to do with hot rods, the custom bike scene, and things which were different from what we were used to. So with that came about the whole idea of Art of Speed. Why not have an event in KL which showcases art in a different light? It's always been traditional art in terms of it being in a gallery. So we combine both gallery and rolling art. Now, the definition of rolling art.
What's rolling art?
Okay, rolling art is basically things to do with lowrider bicycles. It's best manifested in that. Lowrider bicycles is probably not very big in Kuala Lumpur, but in Johor Bahru, for example, it's a very, very big scene. In fact, this year we're welcoming about 40 custom built lowrider bicycles from Johor Bahru. And also it manifests itself in cars. This year and last year we had a great entry from both American car lovers, Japanese car lovers, and this year the biggest attraction would be the pickup trucks. It's making a huge comeback. And not forgetting, of course, the motorcycles, American bikes. And this year, we have the biggest participation of cafe racer. Now, the idea of cafe racer started in the 60s. It's a bike stripped down of all its unrequired flair or bodywork, and it's just built to go fast from a cafe to another cafe.
Right.
So this year, we have like a Norton, for example, built to look to be a cafe racer. We have the lowly 140cc Nighthawk Honda, also built to be a cafe racer. So it's an emerging scene which I think needs to be highlighted. I talk to my media friends and friends in the press, and they're amazed that all these creations are coming out from people's backyard.
Right. This is the second time around this event is coming to Kuala Lumpur, and this being the second time around, what is different from this year and last year, and what was the response of from the people with regard to last year's event?
Last year was pretty amazing, man. We had about 15,000 people. A lot of it came from Singapore and locals. We had a appearance by Munai's Japan. They came unexpected, and we didn't know they were coming. They just said we're coming down to check out your scene. And last year was pretty amazing, man. We did it at Publica. The gallery is packed. We had an element of workshops, because I believe that's the best way to communicate art. To see people actually working on the craft. People like Jupe from Singapore who did leather tooling. We had Fami from Indonesia who came to do pinstriping, and a lot of local talents as well.
Right.
So what's different this year is the response that we've been getting from the locals. This year we had a system where it's pre-registration for all cars, bikes taking part. All of this done online to be paperless, But the response has been amazing.
When you say amazing, what kind of a response are we talking about?
Participants alone, I think we have close to 200 participants showcasing their bikes, cars, lowrider bicycles. The art gallery is jam-packed with artists both locally and from abroad. And for this year, I think it's a bit of a recognition for us, because Moon Ice, who came for a tour last year, is actually coming full force this year, with the owner themselves coming to visit to really show their support behind the speed. Moon Ice, to those who don't know, is a 60-year-old hot rod company, started in America, and is now run by a Japanese guy called Shige Suganuma. Yeah. So he runs it now because Dean Moon, the founder of Moon Ice, has passed on. So he's taken the brand and just gone all the way with it. You know, he's actually he actually does a lot of events both in US, in Japan. The Japan show in Yokohama is already in its 22nd year. So for them to come and show recognition to what we're doing is pretty amazing, and it shows that Malaysia truly has talent. And not only that, we have more people coming in from Jakarta, from Indonesia, from Singapore, from Thailand, and from Indonesia especially. Honda Indonesia is sending 3 bikes to compete in our custom bike competition. You know, it just goes to show that Malaysia has the potential to be a hub to bring together the whole of ASEAN in a single venue and showcase all this great work.
Right.
Yeah, we don't have to go to US, for example. You know, we don't have to just watch on TV to see all this. You can actually come to Speed on the 8th and 9th June at Chita Mall to experience all this.
Right. For an event like this, or for a show like this, you know, what's important is funding. When it comes to funding and keeping events like this alive, you know, events that are successful, events that we can see in 5 years' time, and how it's going to grow and how it's going to attract foreign delegates to come into the country. So how are you doing that in order to sustain, or looking at the sustainability of the event? How are you doing that?
Okay, last year was an experiment. We wanted to see whether or not the content would appeal to a mass audience. So we had about 17 cars, about 30 bikes at Publica.
Right.
We had about 10, maybe less artists. I think we were 8 artists in the art gallery. So it was just a testing ground to see whether or not we could attract people to come. And lo and behold, we had 15,000 people.
15,000 people on the first year.
Yeah, on the first year, on both days of the event.
Right.
So we thought, hey man, if we were to do it at a bigger venue, you know, I think we can attract more people, you know, because of the quality of our content is proven. So that's what we did. We focused a lot on the content. You know, we filtered all the participants. We attracted attention from Moon Ice, for example, who came readily to support our event. And our first brand partner was actually Hot Wheels. Now, Hot Wheels comes out with toy cars, die-cast cars, right? And they collaborate with Moon Ice. So they actually have toy cars with Moon Ice decal on their cars. So they recognized the brand. Immediately they knew who Moon Ice was. So this time around, Hot Wheels came and are creating a 1-to-1 scale of their packaging. So if you go to Toys R Us, for example, you see the toy car, and you know that you recognize the packaging is a classic packaging. You know, everybody knows a Hot Wheels packaging. So they're blowing that up.
What does it cost now to get a little
RM7.90?
Oh, it's still cheap.
Yeah, it's still cheap. So they're recreating that for the show. The whole so you can actually drive your car in, have a snapshot taken of it. Now, when Hot Wheels came, all the other sponsors realized that, hey, maybe this is heading somewhere. Then we got Coca-Cola in. From Coca-Cola, you know, it's an iconic brand.
Yeah, sponsors just started flowing in.
Yeah. So it came. So to all of those people out there who are thinking about doing something like this, you know, you need to be true to what you believe in.
Right.
You need to fight for the culture or whatever you're believing in, and trust in God, you know, and it will come. Right. You know, we started with the idea of having an outdoor art gallery, you know, a simple marquee without air conditioning. Now with our
the
sponsorship,
humble days, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, that was the plan for this year because we only started last year. So this year we wanted a small marquee, you know, without air conditioning, and everybody from Moon Eye say, okay, it's okay, even though it's hot, we'll do our work. then suddenly pop, 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 and now we have 100 feet by 45 feet, fully air-conditioned marquee to house our artists.
Right.
So it's the right time, maybe, or it's conviction towards what you're doing.
All the stars have aligned,
Yeah.
so to speak, for you. Well, we're going to take a short break and come back and find out more from ASEP Ahmad, the managing director of Switchblade KL, about the second annual Malaysia Custom Culture and Hot Rod Show, The Art of Speed Malaysia. We'll be back. Stay with us.
Humans are the only unique creatures on Earth that has been best owned the power and intelligence to protect all the other creatures. Have you used your power yet? This is Anal Abidin. You are now listening to Bernama Radio 24. Enjoying it.
The attitude about local talents not good enough has got to stop. Talented Malaysians deserve the spotlight. This is Evelyn He, founder of No Black Tie, and you tune in to 812 Live on Bernama Radio 24.
That's right, 812 Live on Bernama Radio 24. Welcome back to the lounge. Today we talk about the Art of Speed Malaysia. We're speaking to ASEP Ahmad, the managing director of Switchblade KL, who is the organizer of this event, the second annual Malaysian Custom Culture and Hot Rod Show. We were talking a little bit about how you got to the event and how it's grown from strength to strength. But having said that, in Malaysia we have a culture of when something becomes good, everyone becomes lackadaisical, and everyone becomes takes it for granted that it's going to grow. There are a few festivals, some in Borneo I've seen, which has seen 16,000, 17,000 people, and today those numbers are tapering, and simply because this is because of quality. And when it comes to quality, how do you intend to take care or maintain the quality of an event like this?
It's all about to do with content. We strongly believe that when you create a platform, people will come with fantastic content. We tend to underestimate what Malaysians are capable of doing, rather than importing too many things to showcase in Malaysia. Actually, what we should do is actually nurture what we have. And Art of Speed is very aggressive in that. We don't just feature established workshops, for example, who do cars or bikes, but we dig up backyard builders, for example, and try to showcase them in magazines, in newspaper, above the line stuff. So in terms of future, we want to grow this scene, because what we find is that a younger generation of Malaysians who have a better understanding to what aesthetics is growing. They want a platform like what we are offering, and with good content, I believe we can always grow as an event. We don't have to rely on things which are specifically from overseas.
But when it comes to content, if you go to a festival now, at a festival of any sort in Malaysia, they want to cater for a whole family, husband, wife, probably kids. So do you have all that figured out when it comes to something like this? It's an art show. You want people to try a hand at it. Is something like that going to happen?
Yes, that comes from the support that we get from our vendors. We have a range of vendors, not just the typical bike or car guys. We have Daphne Clothing, Daphne Clothing, and we have Fat Culture. We try to cater for all walks of life, and also both male and female demographic, both young and old. For the young, we have Wakaka Entertainment, the guys who do b-boy, we have District Shop Gallery. District does graffiti art. Now, graffiti grew from a street movement.
Beat Street, man.
Yeah, Beat Street. And they are hosting international graffiti events in Malaysia. When you go to Central Market, when you see the Sungai Klang, all right, you see the graffiti.
Right.
Those are all works showcased from the international event that District hosts. And so thing is, what we try to do is not only to showcase automotive arts, but to be inclusive, to be welcoming. So our content doesn't just reach out to the typical car guy or the bike guy, but actually reaches out to a new audience. Because I grew up skateboarding. All right. So when I got older and got a bit plump, and I decided, okay, I want to ride bikes. So we have to respect where we come from, you know. And at Art Speed, that's what we do. You know, for this year we have a skate competition because we need to go back to our roots. You know, and our roots is where we nurture the new generation.
Right.
Yeah, we want them to get outdoor. We want them to experience life, break a bone, or have a tear. You know, not just sit and watch TV.
Right.
And so
And
we are
it's pretty
grooming.
timely to have an event like this simply because the younger generation has been very tense, especially on Facebook and social media. They've been going out there and being very political and being very tough about the situation in Malaysia. And I think events like this will break the tension.
Well, it does. But we promote expression here. You know,
Right.
But check your emotions at the door, lah.
Right.
You know, come to have a good time. You know, but we want you to experiment with art. It's another form of outlet. You know, you may rant on Facebook and all that, but it doesn't get you anything.
Right.
You know, here at Our Speed, we have artists who create workshops, and you can come and
The
you know,
workshops will be amazing.
yeah, yeah. You can. We've got a guy who's going to teach you how to do lampshades from discarded items. You know, it's not automotive in any way possible. No? It's creating lampshade. But the thing is, we want people. We want to encourage people to actually do it yourself. Because in Malaysia, what I find lacking is that culture. You know, we don't have that garage culture. Maybe because we don't have winter. You know, overseas in Europe, for example, you ride a bike through the spring and summer seasons. It gets autumn cold. Then when it gets winter, you go into a garage. You toy with your car or your bike. You wrench or you figure out there's something doesn't look cool because you can't drive the car anyway because it's snowed outside. So this is something that Malaysia lacks. You know, if something goes wrong with your car or whatever, you take it to a workshop, they fix it in the shortest time possible, and you get back to your normal routine. But this is what we want to encourage. And Malaysians being more affluent now, admittedly, we are more and more of a middle class generation. You know, we can afford to enjoy aesthetics more than just practical living.
Right.
So we are trying to encourage that. Rather than you pay someone to do artwork for you, why not give it a try? You know, if you can't do it to the degree that you want it to be done, well, we've got professional artists who can do it for you. That's the whole idea of Art Speed.
Well, if you're just joining us on the show, we're currently speaking to ASEP Ahmad, the Managing Director of Switchblade KL. We're talking about the second annual Malaysia Custom Culture and Hot Rod Show, The Art of Speed. It happens next weekend, the 8th and 9th, in Publica, yeah?
No. It's last year was Publica.
Last year was Publica.
This year will be at Chita Mall in Ara Damansara. It's a bit, you know, the easiest way to get there, for me anyway, is
Chita Mall, Ara Damansara.
yeah, it's via if you come from NKVE or Federal Highway, head towards Subang Airport. When you see the Saujana interchange, make a U-turn, and you can see Chita Mall on your left. So you know, it gets a bit confusing if you're coming from Ara Damansara.
So everything is going to be ongoing from the time the show starts. It starts at what, 9, 10 in the morning?
It starts at 10 o'clock. The stage activity starts at 11 o'clock, and it goes right through about 11 at night on Saturday night. We have for the 18 years old and above,
Right.
Twilight Action Girl, Bunga of Twilight Action Girl performing for a DJ set. We have 18 bands performing. The art gallery will go on throughout the day, and we have attractions again, like I mentioned, 3 competition bikes, custom show bikes from Indonesia, the original Eleanor, the 1967
That
Mustang.
beautiful girl, yeah.
Yeah. That car is going to be there, you know, in all its glory. We've got a custom 1929 hot rod coming in from Bangkok. You know, I know all of you have probably seen it on TV, but here's your chance to see it in person.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the detail, it's rusted out, etc., etc. You know, people tell me, Allah, it's a rusted piece of junk. But when you look closely at the craftsmanship of this hot
detailing,
rod,
yeah.
It's amazing. You know, you can't capture this on internet. I mean, Malaysians are internet heroes. You know, they just like, you know, they like to see things and, you know, post things on Facebook. But the thing is, when you go and see the amount of work that it takes and the amount of detail that someone actually goes through to create a show car, and you really understand and truly appreciate what rolling art is. Like, this is just the tip of the iceberg of what's happening at the event. We have a I can't really explain. It's
You just have to be there to witness it for yourself and to experience it for yourself. The Art of Speed, it happens on the 8th and 9th of June at the Cheetah Mall. Be there by 10, gates open at 10, and it's going to go on till 11 in the evening. Well, for families who come then, you know, they want to stay on late and they've got kids, you know, eating is important, food's important, you know, any good food being served at the event.
Well, just to let everyone know, it's free admission, so you don't have to pay.
Free,
free. It's free. There's no money unless you go to an artist and you say, okay, I want to have this done, then you pay.
Right.
You know, artists deserve what they're asking for. You know, don't negotiate with the artist lah.
Right.
You know, please don't do that. But the admission to enjoy the whole festival, everything is absolutely free. And to those parents out there who are concerned about what their kids gonna do, boys would definitely focus on the cars and the bikes, etc. The girls in the family, we've got the art workshop. They will keep them entertained for sure. And if you're worried about food, Cheetah Mall is a fantastic venue because it's the whole mall actually surrounds the shopping the car park. That's where we're doing our show, the car park. So in the shopping mall, you have Bubblegum, Chili's, McDonald's, Papa Rich, Bachi. You got a host of restaurants to meet any.
There for you. So food-wise, if you're Malaysian, don't worry about it. Everything will be okay. If you're an expat, it's going to be a great evening for you going there, or rather a great day for you at the event. It's happening on the 8th and the 9th. Having said that, when it comes to media coverage, have you guys been getting enough media coverage? Have media outlets been coming out to support an event like this?
Being only 2 years old, we are still trying to communicate what Art of Speed is. A lot of people don't get it. You know, the mess, because it's always been class defined. Okay, concert, car show. Everybody has a prefix idea of what each and every category is. Now, Art of Speed is a convergence of that. You know, we probably have the biggest outdoor art gallery ever. You know, I'm not sure, but I think we do 100 feet by 45 feet.
But why Cheetah Mall? Now, we've got so many malls in KL. Why did you earmark Cheetah Mall for this?
Cheetah Mall because of the facilities, the restaurants that's available, and the sheer number of car parks available. You know, so we could actually host a show, create enough diversity in the number of cars to create interest, and also have at the same time the mini concert, etc., etc.
Right. So are you ready in all aspects for what's to come? Say if you have an overwhelming crowd there.
Yeah, we do.
So everything, the stage is set. You know, because last year you didn't expect the crowd you had last year. This year that might double, or it might move into a threefold. You never know what's going to happen. So being ready in all areas is important. Having said that, when it comes to the authorities, the police, JPJ, will they be coming there for bayar saman 50% murah?
Well, we don't actually have that, but we're completely.
I thought I can come there for that.
we have our licenses approved. You know, MBPJ has been kind enough.
No. I mean, usually at events like this, Art of Speed, something, the police would have a counter there, JPJ would have a counter to pay for summons and all that.
Not yet. Maybe
not
next
yet.
year.
Next
year
year.
we'll explore that. We'll explore that.
Right.
But going back to your initial question about media support, it's been overwhelming. You know, last year we had support from various magazines and newspaper. We try to help our media friends. You know, like this year we started from the month of late April, early May, by feeding stories to our journalist friends. You know, we tell them, look, I've discovered this gem of a backyard shop, totally undiscovered.
Right.
And when they go there, they're like, wow, you know, I never knew Malaysia had this. So we try to create stories, because we can't afford advertising. You know, it's really, really expensive. So what we do is we share stories with our journalist friends, and thankfully enough, they've published those stories, and that has generated talk about Art of Speed, and people like Bernama, of course, giving us room to express or share our ideas behind Art of Speed. We are thankful for that.
Well, if you just join us on the show, we're speaking to ASEP Ahmad, the Managing Director of Switchblade KL, the organizer of the second annual Malaysia Custom Culture and Hot Rod Show, the Art of Speed Malaysia. Will the status ever change from a hot rod show or custom culture and a hot rod show to a festival?
I think it's already a festival.
It's already a festival.
Yeah, it's already a festival. I mean, our key focus again is rolling art. That will never disappear. You know, everybody has their focus. Like a jazz festival, people go to a jazz festival expecting good jazz.
Right.
You know, our
of course,
event,
this year we had DJ Uno playing at the jazz festival. I don't know what he was there for, but yeah. Moving on swiftly.
Our focus are still the cars and the bikes and things of that nature.
Right.
But the strong emphasis again is the art aspect of it. We're never going to sell our show as a motorsport event.
Right.
You know, it's still going to be art derived. But to say whether or not
in a show or festival like this, people like competitions, you know, like art competitions. Is that going to be happening next week?
Yes.
There will be an art competition.
The art competition is with the bikes and the cars. You know,
with the bikes and the cars. And for the kiddos to just draw bikes and cars, stuff like that. Not yet.
Not really. I mean, it gets
it's a logistical nightmare.
It gets a bit complicated. I mean, but we do have a photography contest.
Right.
You know,
tell us a little bit about this photography contest.
Yeah, the photography contest is conducted by some friends of ours. Photographia the Lizard.
Photographia the Lizard. Okay.
Very unique name, but absolutely amazing guys. What they do is they create a theme that you have to adhere to. And then you take pictures, obviously, and we'll print it on site, and we'll have a judge to decide who wins. And we have a b-boy competition where the winner wins 1,000 ringgit cash. Right. We have a skate competition, but it's a lot to do about the cars. So the festival is about cars and how art and cars and bikes are actually one of the same. You know, that's how we see it. You know, because a lot of guys or a lot of people out there say, cars are practical vehicles. You know, and it's never going to be art. But the thing has changed. You know, people need to realize that. You know, people are wrenching, doing up their cars to be works of art. You know, I could sit down with you and my bunch of guys and sit down for 2 hours and show you one by one every single item that we've actually made by hand, or we've worked on, or created, or added on to make that a piece of art.
Well, so for friends in Kuala Lumpur and also Johor Bahru, if you're listening into this broadcast, make your way to the show. It is the second annual Malaysian Custom Culture and Hot Rod Show, the Art of Speed Malaysia. For those who want information about the event next week, where do we go for this?
Okay, the best place to go is actually our website, www.artofspeedmy.com. You can get all the information pertaining to this event right there. And just to add on that, we have some celebrities coming.
Right.
You know, the artists like Tiga Swagger. And on Sunday, we have the Prince of Drift.
The Prince of Drift in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's Tengku Jan. You know, we've set up a little competition for him. There's gonna be a Jan's pick. So he's gonna pick the best car that he feels deserves to win. So we're adding a bit of glamour to the event,
Right. So there'll be a bit of glamour to the event. There'll be music. More importantly, there'll be rolling art, which is one of the main focuses of the event. In closing, your take-home message, Asip.
Well, to everyone out there, it's a free event. You know, everyone's welcome to come to enjoy the time of your life at our event. We have, like I said, 18 bands performing. We've got a DJ set. We've got a b-boy competition. We've got graffiti artists. We have a full-fledged art gallery workshop where everyone can enjoy themselves, especially families. And to you car guys out there, we have the Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds. We have a real hot rod from Bangkok, which is the real deal, a 1929 hot rod, chop top, everything. To the bike guys, this is time for you to shine, because we have competition now from Indonesia. Catch the 3 bikes that are coming from Indonesia. And if you're just there, you don't know what to do, take your car, pop it into our Hot Wheels 1-to-1 scale installation, have your car and yourself taken in the Hot Wheels packaging, because that's something for you to take home with you.
Wow. So stay with us. We'll be giving you information throughout the week on the upcoming 2nd annual Malaysia Kustom Culture and Hot Rod Show, The Art of Speed Malaysia. Once again, if you need more information, log on to
www.artofspeedmy.com.
Well, Asep, it was a pleasure speaking to you. All the best. We'll make our way there, hopefully, with a couple of mics to interview a few people and also to enjoy and absorb the ambience, so to speak.
Hey, thank you so much, man. I truly appreciate the support that you guys are giving us.
Not a problem. The 2nd annual Malaysia Kustom Culture and Hot Rod Show, The Art of Speed Malaysia. We just spoke to ASEP Ahmad, Managing Director of Switchblade KL, who is the organizer of the event. 812 Live, Bernama Radio 24.